what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another PGR reaction. I was going to do the Devil May Cry song Paradox, but apparently I can't quite yet. There's some logistical issues in the way of me doing that and not getting in trouble for it, so I'm going to not do that yet, but I am going to do this other one that was from CG Nexus in the comments, and that one's Into My Soul, which we're going to be getting to today. I'm going to be listening to specifically the English version, or the Luna version, as it's apparently also known, so I can hear it, understand it a little bit, and apparently that's the character actor singing it as well, so that's always neat to hear when they like really get into it and they do their whole characterization to the song. I think that adds a lot, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I have to actually hear what it has to offer first, so without further ado, let's go! I hope this is the right version. They didn't really link me one, I'm just going off of assumptions. Sounds promising so far. Kind of interesting vocal tone. She's got like this soft palate nasaliness. Okay. I'm hearing more heavy correction for the vocals. It's not too bad in most places, but you can definitely hear they had to adjust it a little bit. I assume she's not a professional singer. A lot of the character actors aren't. Some are. I don't really hold that against people when they're doing character songs. Her vowel shaping is very unique too. I like those harmonies a lot, though. Kind of vibing with it. The instrumental's really nice. It's soft. Something very calming about it. It might be that piano. Woo! Throw in an electric guitar, why not? You know, why not? We stand a melodic guitar solo. Beautiful, beautiful. I really like that marching snare addition in there too. It's not necessarily a marching snare, but just the sample they're using feels very marching snare-esque. It's a very tight snare sample, which works really well. I think that blended in super well. Okay, I messed up a little bit. I've already heard the song, but I found the English version specifically as a separate upload. Why do people do that? They're both in English.
I go solo, that's my road.
Okay, this is a pro singer. You can immediately tell. I just want to let you know I found it, but I will listen to this and then I'll do my other thing. All right, so like I said, I did find the other song, I listened to it, and it's obviously the same song. That's why I wasn't gonna play it all the way through, but I kind of weirdly, I like the Luna version a little bit better, actually. That flavor in her voice, while definitely not as professional as the actual singer for the real version of the song, I think the character actor adds a little bit of softness to the character, and like that's what I was talking about in the intro, how I like that. I tend to really enjoy when the character actors do their own character songs, not just because they're the character, but because they tend to put a little bit more acting into it, and that's not super obvious in this one, but just the character herself feels like she fits that voice very well. I obviously don't know this character, what her backstory is, etc., but I also can kind of hear it. That little bit of information and seeing like the character on screen, I'm like, oh yeah, you know what, that fits. I can actually see that. And yeah, I think it did a really good job. The song itself, really nice. Again, it has this softness to it. It's almost like a lullaby in a lot of ways. That piano kind of do-do-do-do at the top actually might ruin the song for a few people, but that's the same piano pattern to the beginning of Let It Go in Frozen. Sorry if that ruins the song and you can't unhear that. I couldn't unhear it while I was listening, but I chose not to mention it then, so you're welcome. But now you're here, this is my domain. Enjoy. Domain expansion. Fuck you. I like a lot of the sound design stuff they were throwing in here. All of it just sounded kind of like sparkly, like you're staring up at a night sky, you know, like field of grass, wide open, just stars everywhere. It just has that feel to it, and I'm sure that's the exact vibe they were going for when they were working on the song, and that's what it gives. It's this lullaby slash nostalgic memory sort of sound that I've always just enjoyed myself. It's a definite personal bias I have, but I really like it. I also enjoy that like marching snare sound in there. Again, not really a marching snare specifically, just a very tight tuned snare, but having those ghost notes in there made it feel like a marching snare, so it kind of roots you to this rhythm that you're feeling a little bit more, and it makes you feel like more part of the song, like they're carrying you with the story a little bit better, and it works really well. I appreciate that a lot. And then that guitar solo, for real, that guitar solo actually reminded me of the break in All That Remains Is 6. If you know that song, if you're not a metalhead and you've never heard that song, go listen to it, but also wait it out. There's a section like maybe 3/4 the way in that's like a beautiful melodic little moment in there. It's completely different from the rest of the song. It sounds gorgeous, and that solo in there kind of reminded me of that. This beautiful, beautiful solo that's very well written, and in the case of 6, just feels like it doesn't belong, but you're so happy it's there by the time you hear it. All in context, it actually feels really good in that song. But in this song, it's more personal. It almost feels like the last cry of the singer. Like they're not singing any lyrics, obviously, it's the guitar, but if you put them into the same position of being the storyteller in the song, that guitar solo feels like a cry for help, that final screech of agony that you have, and just like, it feels so good. Another thing that sounds kind of like that is specifically the live version from J Music Ensemble of The Days When My Mother Was There, their live version from a couple of years ago. It was beautiful, and that fucking saxophone solo, dude, so good. And that's, again, very similar vibe. It sounds like somebody's cranking the energy to the absolute 10, just making you feel so much more connected to the characters and reflecting the emotional internal battle they're dealing with in that time. Again, no lyrics, no vocals at that spot. You don't need them. You're feeling the inner release, that inner catharsis that I did it, I said it, but I mean it. They're feeling that inner cathartic response. They're feeling that release. And in the song, it feels so good. And that's why I think that maybe this vocalist singing the Luna version, at least, helps that a little bit, because you're able to contextualize it all together. You can tell that it's the character. You can tell that they're crying about the things that they've had to live through. And while the other version sounds technically more impressive, it had less adjustments, you can tell that they're a singer, right? It's just really all down to the technique at that point. The quality of her voice was a lot stronger. But I also think that the lack of experience changes a lot in this song. It makes it feel like a child crying out for their mother. You know, like, I don't know what the story is here. Through the video, I kind of got some things. I don't know if that's like a sister, big sister relationship they had, or if it's more like a mother figure. I think it's probably closer to sisters, but point being, it's that relationship. I felt that a lot more in the Luna version than I did the official vocal version for the English. It was definitely good, by all means. Again, technically, the other version, much superior, but at the same time, Luna's version, just because I knew that that was that character, I immediately feel a little bit more connected to her story, and hearing that much younger feeling voice, that less experienced vocalist, it sounds like they're truly trying to tell you this, even though they're not confident in it. And that's a lot of emotion, just that, you know, like not even putting the emotions into the music, just for the context that they're not experienced. And now they have to tell you this way through something that they're not necessarily experienced with. You're never experienced when something goes wrong in your life. When that happens, whatever it may be, that one big bad thing goes down, you're never prepared for it. No matter how much you may claim you were not prepared. Nobody ever is, especially in situations like this that I'm sure she lost her due to some bullshit that they were sure maybe signed up for in a way, but you never want it to happen and you never ask for it to happen. So now she has to convey that to you, the player, the listener, and I think that goes a lot farther than just having a good vocalist sing the song. But I've yapped about this song way more than I thought I would, so I will call it here. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you have any other songs you want me to get to, sorry I couldn't do the DMC one. There's just things in the way. I might get to it eventually, but it just depends on how things move in time, and if I can, I will. But for now, if you have anything else you want me to get to from PGR, by all means, leave it in the comments below, and I will do my best as always to get to those. And otherwise, if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for other stuff in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!